Guys, welcome to Keeping It Real in the 515 podcast. And it's going to also be on YouTube. Joining me is my friend Kate Ross, and you're the president of the Des Moines Curling Club?
Yep, way too much responsibility.
Yeah, I believe that. And this was a good one, and you're a good person to talk to, especially since the Olympics are going on right now. And it seems like, I was at a bar last night, and the men's curling team didn't start till late. But a lot of people did come in and watch, I don't think they started till like 12:30 or 1 o'clock, but I did notice a significant amount of people just very much wired into watching it. I guess the question that I'm sure everybody's going to have is what are some of the rules that they have? Like I kind of watch and just kind of try to figure it out as it goes along.
Well, there are a lot of rules. So basically there are two types of curling. There's doubles, mixed doubles, and there's 4-person teams. I don't know a lot about mixed doubles because I've never played mixed doubles. At the Des Moines Curling Club, we have 4-player teams where you have the first, which is your lead, your second, your vice skip, and then your skip. The skip is the one like John Schuster, who is standing at the end directing the shots where everybody's going to go.
Okay.
So your first will throw 2 stones, and then the other team's first throws 2 stones. And then your second will throw 2 stones, and you just alternate and try to take each other out. And the only way to score is to be closest to the button, which is the middle of the house.
Okay. So I guess there's always like a stone, like kind of in the middle, so people have to kind of angle around it.
The guard.
Okay, I wasn't sure what the term was for that.
Yeah.
And then somebody was saying to me last night that they thought that the stones for curling are all from the same, because so they're all from the same mine, I guess.
Yeah, so all of the granite that curling stones are made out of comes from this uninhabited quarry island in Scotland. So curling stones are super expensive. At the Des Moines Curling Club, we can't afford new stones. A set of used stones costs around $2,000 to $3,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's not really a sport that you do in your backyard.
No, absolutely not, man. I guess one of the next questions I would have is, so obviously nobody owns their own stones. So the curling club provides the sets?
Yes. So what we do at the Des Moines Curling Club is we have all of the equipment that we can host 5 games at a time.
Oh, wow.
So we do 2 leagues every year. We do a fall league and a winter league, and we can have up to 40 players in each league. So we're right in the middle of our winter league right now. So if you showed up at the Mid-American Recplex on Sunday night at 5:30, you would see 5 games of curling going on. And then at 7:30, there would be another set of 5 games going on.
So the league is filled up?
Right now, yes, we are full up. Yep.
Yeah, I was kind of curious, if anybody can just kind of show up and try it. Like on occasion, like on Facebook, I'll see hey, we need an extra person. Not very rarely, but.
Yeah, so we don't really have a just show up and try it type of situation, just because of the limited ice time and the limited stones, and ice time is super expensive. Throughout the year, we'll post Learn to Curls where you can come, you pay $25 and we teach you the game. We show you how to do it. And you get to play for 2 hours, which is pretty fun. We do have, though, if you already kind of know what you're doing, on our Facebook page, we have a subs group. So if a team is missing a player, they can post to that subs group and say, hey, we need a sub for tonight. And then you could go sub in.
So what kind of dues are involved in that? Is it weekly, or is you play it be a year?
So our league they're both 8-week leagues. And for that 8 weeks, you get 2 hours a week. And as I mentioned before, ice time is pretty expensive, but we also have insurance and we have national dues because we are members of the U.S. Curling Association. So for an 8-week league, you're looking at about $220, which boils down to like $25 a night. So
that's not bad. I mean, you can spend that being in a bowling league easily.
Yep. Yep.
And knowing you, I'm assuming there's beer drinking that.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
It seems like a sport where drinking would be very much involved.
It's actually part of the traditional game. So it's what they call it is broom stacking. So traditionally, after a curling match, the winning team buys the losing team a beer and they would stack their brooms by the fire and drink beer after the game. So it is very much part of the curling culture to drink beer.
I would see that. It was just, you watch the men's team and they
like beer.
Yeah, they look like they like beer, and like I'm sure you've seen the meme, and some other people posted on Facebook is like they look like a group of guys that are just looking to get away from their families on the weekends.
Well, and it's kind of cool. Like if you go, so my team, Strange Broom is the name of my team in reference to the Strange Brew movie.
Yeah.
We go to this Bonspiel. That's what they call curling tournaments. There's Bonspiels. Every year we go up to this Bonspiel in Mankato, which has Mankato, Minnesota. They have what's called designated ice, which means their curling club has a building that is only used for curling. And these people in this club, like this club was started in 1906. And so it's families and sons and daughters and people marry each other. And it's like this whole big family group thing. So when you go up to these clubs for these Bonspiels, it's kind of like you're at a family reunion. Like all of the ladies bring food and feed everybody in a potluck. They have a keg, everybody's drinking. They're all super welcoming. It's the Bonspiels are actually my favorite part, like traveling somewhere else and meeting other curlers and their way of life.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Like, is that an entire weekend thing or?
Yeah. So like for a Bonspiel, the one we go to, it costs like, I don't remember what the price is, but you go up on Friday night, you're guaranteed 3 games. And so you curl, it's a tournament. So you curl on Friday and then you have 2 games on Saturday and then they have a winner by Sunday.
That's awesome. And then this year you went to nationals, right?
No, we went to the Olympic trials to watch. Yes. I didn't curl in the Olympic trials. Like I've only been curling for 4 years. I'm pretty good, but not that good.
Yeah. I guess the thing I think like, I don't know how they do that on ice. Like I know I don't have the balance to not fall. You guys get some sort of special shoe. Like is one of the shoes have like grips or anything like that?
So basically, yes, there are special shoes. Like if you look at the guys at the Olympics, you'll notice that they have special shoes. And what it is they're basically tennis shoes, but on the shoe that you're sliding on the ice, there is a Teflon slider on the bottom. Okay. So it's just a slick piece of plastic that helps them to slide down the ice. And then they can cover it up with a gripper if they need to walk around or whatever.
Okay.
So generally when you're watching curling and you'll see the guy skate down, he's got one shoe that's slick and the other shoe is not.
Either way, I think I'd very much slip and fall.
It's happened.
I absolutely believe it. And then, is there different weights in the stones, or they have to be?
Same weight. Curling stone is 42 pounds. So you don't have to. I think you're frozen. Are you frozen?
No, you froze for a couple seconds on me, but it's all right.
The stones are 42 pounds, and so the good thing is you don't ever really have to pick up a stone unless you're putting it on the ice. Like we have a rule that at the Des Moines Curling Club, if you are on the ice, do not pick up a stone.
Oh yeah, that sounds extremely dangerous trying to pick up a stone. So I understand too with you guys have had some watch parties.
Yes. So right now we've kind of partnered up with the Irish in West Glen and West Des Moines, and they are streaming all of the curling matches that are on, and they're giving us, they purchased a bunch of Confluence Brewery made us a curling beer called On the Button. We had a big opening ceremonies beer release party last weekend, but the Irish has purchased a bunch of that beer. So they're doing deals on that beer during Olympic matches, and you can watch all of them at the Irish. And then we have a big one for the gold medal match, which is on the 19th of February. We're going to do a big party out there at the Irish.
Awesome. That should be a good time. I think you guys had pretty big turnouts for those things. I think, well, obviously we were talking before the show, like the On the Button beer that Confluence, it's gone. Like, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not gone. They just don't have any more to sell anywhere. So if you see it in a store or if you see it at the bar, buy it, because there's no more in existence to be sold to stores.
And then is there like any portion going to the club or anything like that?
Not this go round. When I was working, I worked with them for a while on this. It's been an idea in the back of my head. And it was more just to bring awareness about the curling club in Des Moines, because nobody really knows that we exist. And we're trying really hard to get it out there and bring curling to more of the metro, because we love it. And I feel like once you try it, you love it. And
I mean, I'm just going to, like, I remember years ago, because I used to live with your boyfriend, we'd stay up really late and watch curling. Is that kind of how you got into it? And then did you just kind of seek it out?
What happened with me actually is my best friend was living in Duluth, Minnesota, which is where all of the Olympians are from. And she joined a curling club up there. And she was like, oh, it's so much fun. We really enjoy it. It's like a bowling league. You should check it out and see if there's one in Des Moines. And I was like, there's not one in Des Moines. And then I Googled it and there was one. They just weren't doing much marketing. So I put together a team of random friends of mine on Facebook, and we signed up, and yeah, now I run it.
Exactly. But I gotta believe, like, every 4 years, like usually this time of year, people get way more into it than it's one of those things.
Yeah, right now it's like the hottest thing on ice. I mean, that sounds so cliche to say, but since the Olympics have started, I'm getting anywhere from 5 to 10 emails a day, people wanting to try it or have a private party, or, everybody wants to know how you can do it. So
yeah, I absolutely believe it. I mean, I do forget about it on occasion, but then I do remember, like, oh, I can't wait for the Winter Olympics because I can watch curling. Because I didn't know till you joined the curling club that Des Moines even had one. And I would assume Iowa State or Ames doesn't have one. I mean,
I think Iowa State did have one for a while, but I don't think it's in existence anymore. It was kind of like an intramural thing, but I don't know if
it does exist. I mean, I don't hear anything about it. And I mean,
and we have people coming from like all over the state coming to Des Moines to curl. Like, I have one member of my club who drives 2 hours every Sunday to curl, which
that's exciting.
It happens during the winter. So when the roads are bad, we're like, don't.
Like a couple weekends ago when we had that big blizzard. I mean, it was kind of clear by Sunday, but it was still cold and probably still bad in some parts.
Yeah. But that's how much I love it. I mean, it is a lot of fun. Like, I was never really into sports growing up. And somehow I found my niche when I was, 38 years old.
Sounds about right. Well, it's one of those sports, like, it's different than other sports. Like, it's kind of like what golf is for golfers and bowling is for bowlers. Like, your athleticism isn't as important. That's what I guess I'm trying to say.
No. It's more like strategy and the finesse,
And that's absolutely with bowling too. I'd say, like, I'm terrible at bowling.
I am too.
But yeah, like, and it's something you can do for a while, I would assume, where some of those other sports, like, playing basketball or flag football or even softball, at some point, time's going to catch up with you.
Oh, no. We were the last time we went up to Mankato, we played against this team, and this guy was literally 85 years old, and he was still curling. And he had been curling since he was 5. So I don't know if I can say this on a podcast, but he kicked our ass, and he was 85 years old.
And see, like when you watch the guy that's, throwing the stone down the ice, and they get so low to the ice, I can't imagine an 85-year-old man doing that.
Well, they have a stick. They have a stick
like almost
they
like
can,
those big shuffleboard sticks.
Yeah, so they can push it down the ice, but he still was better with that stick than we were with our bodies. So
that's amazing. So that's the oldest person you see. Like, who's the oldest person in your guys' current league?
In our club right now, I know for a fact we have one guy who's probably 70 years old.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the age range, it really does vary. It's all over the board. Yeah, we do have an age limit. You have to be over the age of 16 just because of safety. And a lot of times kids younger than that don't have the strength to get the stone down the ice. So we do have a minimum age, but it really is all over the board. I mean, I'm 40. I know we have some curlers that are like in their early 30s. And then, like I said, we have a couple guys that are probably 70. So we run the gamut.
Yeah. And I guess I have another question too. There's also like on the stones they have the Olympics, there's like a little green light that comes on. What does that mean?
Oh, we don't have that, but I can tell you what it means.
I'm assuming they're pretty.
So you have to release the stone before you cross what's called the hog line, which next time you're watch where they're curling from. So there's a line in front of them. And if they don't release the stone before that line, then the light will turn on and it's a foul.
Okay.
So it's basically just to show if they released it in time.
Okay. And I'm going to screen share this, your guys' Facebook page, so people can find a way to get a hold of you guys or check out your Facebook page. And then do you guys, and I'll talk a little bit about, I'm sure you guys have a website so they can get in contact with you if they choose to.
Yep.
Talk about joining, said league.
So Facebook is the best way to get a hold of us. It's Facebook /DM curling. That is where we post each and every curling opportunity that comes along. And that will be the first place we post it. Okay. So tomorrow, is released, but on February 11th, we are going to be posting a Learn to Curl, and it'll go there first, and then it'll be on our website, which is dmcurling.com.
And then if you want to get a hold of them, it looks like their email address is dmcurling@gmail.com if you have any questions or interested in seeing what this is all about.
But Facebook is definitely the best place for information as far as our club goes, because that's the first place where we share announcements and events. You can buy right now, you can buy curling merch. We partnered with Raygun. They made us some shirts.
I think I saw that on your Facebook page. Let's see if we can see the shirts here.
We're taking advantage of the Olympics. We also post tips too, or like little videos that there is a video further down, like how to watch curling as a pro, and it explains some of the rules.
Okay, yeah.
That one's Mr. T. That's just goofy. But we also post things like that so the public can kind of get an idea of what curling is about.
Okay. Before we go, because we're getting towards the end of our time, do you guys have, other than, obviously you talked about the Olympic release watch at the Irish, and talk about a learning event that you guys have coming up as well. Do you guys have anything else coming up? I thought I saw something with at Captain Roy's, but I don't know if that's
Yes.
involved in that.
So on the 19th, which is also the night of our gold medal watch party, on the 19th, Captain Roy's is having their Shiver on the River, which I don't know if you guys if you're familiar with that, but it's kind of like a redneck Winter Olympics. They have like frozen turkey bowling and I can't remember all of the events. There's a lot of them, but we have teamed up with Confluence and we're sponsoring beer cooler curling. So they take like a little Playmate cooler. Oh, sorry, there's my dog.
You're all right.
They take a little Playmate cooler. Chris is going to get them. And they fill it with beer and then you slide the cooler down the ice like it's a curling stone. So that'll be really fun. It's a fun event all around. So that starts 10 a.m. on Saturday the 19th. And then we have our gold medal watch party on Saturday the 19th at 6:30 at the Irish. And then we will be doing a Learn to Curl on St. Patrick's Day, which that registration will go live on Friday the 11th.
I bet you that will fill up very fast.
I have a feeling it will.
So that's exciting. That's very exciting. Especially this is your first year as president too.
Well, I was president last year, but there was COVID, so we didn't get to do anything.
Well, anyways, I will let you go, and
Okay.
I thank you very much for joining. And I'm sure I'll see you and Chris soon.
Yeah, I hope I answered some of your questions.
Yeah,
Chris,
you answered a lot of questions that was going on.
hold on, Chris wants to show you his baby.
He's big. He's very big.
He's not that big.
Anyway.
He's close to Bowie's size.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks for asking questions. It's good to get awareness out there.
I really appreciate it. I think it'll go a long way, and hopefully maybe get a few new members or people contributing to it. So
yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Kate.
Bye.